Hello everyone, this is MF217, and this is something new for the channel as a bit of a helpful change for once. Perhaps someone here among the new guys here can introduce themselves. Well, one of these guys I'm with right now you guys may or may not remember, but it's been years since I've had him in any of my videos. Reintroduce yourself, Gary?
Yo, it's Balance Keeper, also formerly known as Nehru Archer. I've been
And
absent.
then introduce yourselves, the new guys here. Link and Power is what I call them on their Discord names. But do you want me to refer to you by any other names, or are we good with that?
Doesn't really matter. You can call me Link on here, and I just want to say, Dolphin Emulator, if you squint hard enough, looks like Digimon Emperor.
Wow.
I don't see the resemblance.
Like,
I'm
if you
squinting
squint
really hard.
if you squint hard enough, it kind of looks like Digimon Emperor. Like,
Yeah, I don't care. No matter how hard you squint, that's never gonna happen.
What
like a
what
can't
mojo are you speaking? Like,
Can I have some?
okay, but yeah, this Let's Play was long overdue in terms of getting an actual legit update out. I'm assuming someone wants to explain that, or should we just leave it the elephant in the room like with how the Game Grumps handled a certain John?
I'm just gonna flat out say it. The person responsible for holding this up is no longer with the streaming party.
he's
We
no
are the
longer
replacements.
he's no longer part of the program. We are the cleanup crew.
Like,
Aw, man,
essentially.
no one said anything about cleaning up. I didn't bring my galoshes.
And apparently there are some items I have in my inventory which I should probably just deposit now while I still know what to bring. Well, deposit the things I know for certain I probably will not likely need for what's due to happen next. Okay, that should hopefully clear up some room, just enough for me to begin doing what I was going to be doing by the time I eventually did get back to recording this particular Let's Play. So, any stories you guys have to share about Fire Emblem, LeafGreen, or Pokemon in general? Like,
Well, for me personally, I started my Pokemon fandom stuff.
go on.
I started being a Pokemon fan like when I was 4 or 5 or so. Like way back when I think around the time where I think like around the time where the series started getting popular.
Just do myself a favor here, keep talking.
So, after Gen 1, for some reason I didn't manage to get into Gen 2 or 3. Like, I saw a bit of Gen 2 and 3, but, like, I only got back into Pokemon at, like, the tail end of the 3rd gen. And by that point, I wasn't aware that there were all these new Pokemon coming out every generation or so. But I was properly back in Pokemon with the advent of Gen 4. And then I didn't really look back since. So, I guess you could say I'm still kind of a Pokemon fan. Didn't really have Fire Red or Leaf Green growing up. I actually did try it on an emulator once. I tried to replicate Red's Let's Go team. But with...
That didn't really work out all that well, did it?
For some reason, I could have sworn I was there for that.
Yeah, I think you were there.
Because I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, I tried getting the team so that Red had a Machamp and he could, like, trade it with Green's... I was trying to make it so that Red had a Machamp.
Are we talking
Like,
about our Alakazam? No, not Alakazam. No. That's
Blue has the Alakazam.
Blue has
Green
the Alakazam. Green has the Gengar.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could have sworn at least one of them had Golem, but that's apparently always been Brock, at least when it comes to any game that has a rematch team of him. So usually it's been a rematch team for Brock if he's had... Or Johto-based games in which he has Golem as one of his party members and all that, but go on. Or was that just about it?
I think that was mostly about it.
Like, I just want to... I want to do myself a bit of a favor and see if I already did... Also, apologies if the D-pad is acting a bit wonky on this here. Like, this is my first time I actually got it to work with this particular controller. So, things are still kind of needing to be ironed out a little bit for me to figure out what's going on in regards to overall calibration and all that.
I had LeafGreen way back when. I think I took it to DC. And the Game Boy Advance and LeafGreen got stolen.
Oof.
Was that the DC that also was the field trip for 8th graders at the same school I was going to?
No, that was when I was in the other school. The first time I was in 8th grade.
So wait, that wasn't just a me thing with that particular school?
No, the school I originated from.
Oh.
Yeah, like I said, the first time I was in 8th grade.
Then again, I'm not really one to want to recall any memories from that age, considering how much of an ass I was.
As for me, the only Pokemon games I played as a kid were, at one point, at least one of the Stadium games, Pokemon Pearl, the Mystery Dungeon games. At least the ones that were out at the time.
Or was it Mystery Dungeon? Shoot, I forget which one it was, because I remember playing Mystery Dungeon.
And Coliseum and XD, but I was never able to beat Coliseum the first time around because my disc decided to... We can swear, right?
Oh yeah.
It decided to fuck off entirely.
It decided to go take a massive steaming dump on the GameCube.
Well,
yeah, right before you go to do the final stuff, beat the final boss, you know, ascend the Realgam Tower. It gave me the error has occurred, and it happened every time. I literally had to emulate the game to beat it.
Kinda reminds me of how I had to ultimately beat it, even though Power here is still a step ahead of me in that regard. Because basically, I had the game, I beat the final boss. I beat the final boss, and cue the credits. Midway through the credits, an error has occurred, an error has occurred, an error has occurred, and I was like, you cunt! Like flat out, like, it refused to go any further than the credits. And unlike a majority of Pokemon games, this was not one of the ones that saved immediately before the credits, so...
Casually dropping the C word here, huh?
Well, considering what happened, yes!
My children, such language.
Oh yeah, also, my first Pokemon experience was with the anime, and it was like, apparently it was like about midway into the Indigo League. Like, I didn't have the same connection with the anime, so imagine my surprise when the third episode I ended up watching was on a cassette that had 2 other episodes, and Pikachu's Goodbye was on it. Like, how am I supposed to get invested? If this is...
Also, can I just say, Jesus Christ, Marty, you're fucking overpowered for this point.
But yeah, like...
Considering how...
I only knew Pikachu for a day, man. Okay, you... continue.
No, you speak. You already had first dibs, so
He's done. Now
Yeah, I already finished my subject.
now I'm saying sun to you, and now you can speak what I'm saying about.
okay. I'm just trying to make sure I haven't repeated myself on which particular floors I've already been to and all that. So,
But yeah, your starter being like in the mid 60s is way overpowered for this.
that was because I
Nah,
was.
it's fine.
Pardon?
Fine. I said it's fine. It'll be fine.
Well, to be fair, I had every full intent of actually finishing this Let's Play, but the
person who shall not be named.
like you guys
Legend-
probably might have fresh memory of him. Well, my audience probably would, but
my memory of him. Good lord, that man with his commentary obsession and his obsession of just wanting himself to talk. I think it gave me a complex to just constantly try and have a bit of ground to stand on, no matter what.
well,
like,
let's just
I was
say
more-
Legitimately snap for the first time in a couple years.
I definitely was more passive before meeting him. Let's say that much. I definitely still had a bit of a temper, but I was willing to let things slide during voice chat. And then along comes Lee.
and then along came
Italy,
Zeus, and then along came Zeus basically, and he had to fuck everything up.
And then along came Zeus.
You know,
I have-
I've seen too many videos of that meme, but only so few of which combine it with the striking me down Zeus meme, and I just feel that just kinda enrages me. That not enough versions of combining this Along Came Zeus and Strike Me Down Zeus, just... That is some remix potential if I've ever seen any, just...
Oh yeah, I'm already on my side. I'm starting a LeafGreen randomizer, and I picked you as my rival.
Fun.
Spin the wheel.
The only thing randomized are the Pokemon, but I'd rather not be
What
insane.
happens in a randomizer for Leaf Green or Fire Red if you, like, end up getting a Pokemon randomized as either from Johto or Hoenn?
They don't evolve.
Like, at all.
Until you get the National Dex. Unless they're a Pokemon that is actually able to be evolved into in the game itself pre-National Dex.
The only ones I could possibly think of that could qualify would... Actually, I don't think any. Like, pre-evolutions from Gen 2, maybe? Maybe?
Yeah, Pikachu would evolve into Pikachu since Pikachu's native to this game.
Like, honestly, I should have just switched out Venusaur the moment I ended up clicking a bit of a wrong move here. Like, the entire team's ready to kill. Like, why have Venusaur take all the credit? So,
Yeah,
Let's
like,
do
Jesus
damage
fuck,
out.
Marty. This team's ready for endgame.
That
We're
Zubat
leading
went
game.
down with a fight. Oh my god, I was watching that on screen.
Hey, look, it's Bird Jesus.
you might recognize the
So-
name. You remember the whole Digimon Emperor thing you were bringing up with Dolphin?
Can! Anyway,
I do recall. I mean, we're kind of in the middle of watching 02.
Which I
I-
would have wanted to be a part of, but we'll have to wait for a complete another time for that, if anything. Because basically I have prior experience of O2, and these guys, well, Gary obviously not, but Gary actually has seen it along with me when we were growing up, but these two I don't think have seen it at all prior.
Pretty
Was
watched
that,
much.
was that the
like 3
case?
years ago.
Long story short, all of these guys, I mean, all of the guys that I normally watch stuff with are, like, going into this series completely blind, and I want to show them all the seasons and movies.
Well, blind anime wise is I have some small experience with like the
I think Corey's first Digimon experience was Digimon World Data Squad.
Which, that will actually be part of my future Let's Plays, because I actually lost the motivation to do it without recording it, just so getting it back started up while recording it probably might be the best option, because...
you would probably have to start the save over to
I don't know if I'm gonna be willing to go that far, but...
you're not even that far in. You're like only at the 3rd dungeon, I believe, and there's like 10 or 11 or 12.
Note to self, stop using Razor Leaf on the specially defensive psychic type.
And you used it again.
Well, when it was already crippled, I did, so...
Alright, so let's see my choice of starters here.
I keep forgetting that Razor Leaf isn't a physical move
What?
in this game.
What
Like,
trainer class
Angler.
does this guy think he... Oh! I forgot these guys are part of this gen.
But yeah, I keep forgetting that the physical special split didn't happen until, like, after this generation.
So my starter choices are Kingler, Cacnea, and Raticate.
Good
What
luck.
are you what?
Onomatopoeia.
I'm confused. Are you doing a randomizer
Yes.
Right now?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna hog the spotlight, so I'll just mention it here and there. I at least say what the starters are, so
Also,
That's what it's
bonus
called.
points to anyone who gets the reference with my Raichu here.
Pokemon Go.
Actually, Raichu's voice actress from the anime. I can't remember her full name, but Takano was part of her name. Like, I can't remember which part of her name it was, though. Like,
That scientist is not a true
I keep-
scientist. He's just
It's
wielding.
kind of surreal knowing that Pichu, Pikachu, and Raichu are all voiced by different voice actors.
trust me, to this day, I wonder if, I was gonna bring something up, but I decided against it. It had something to do with some fix I was working on, but, didn't really feel like bringing it up just yet. Feel like it's too soon in the revived channel for 2020.
I
Derp,
mean, 2021.
derp. I forgot abilities were a thing in this gen for a moment there.
Party, bruh.
That's it.
Also, I think I'm going to go for Cacnea this time.
Well, probably, honestly, you should have went with Kingler, but that would depend on whether the whole physical special split was a thing in that, you know?
Fire Red, Leaf Green, Gen 3, no.
Yeah, I want to be a good idea in that case.
You know, speaking of Pokemon voice actors, it amuses me that James and Charizard in Japanese have the same VA.
I
I
Also,
kinda
because
wish I knew what to
the
say to
game is
that, but...
coded- because of the way the game is coded, you just took the Pokemon that I have an advantage against.
What?
You took the Kingler.
Well, fun.
Smart AI? Question mark?
Well,
Oh dear God. So Charizard Seiyu also voices Aladdin in Japanese dubs. Charizard is Aladdin.
We talking Disney, Aladdin?
Yes, Disney Aladdin.
Wow, learn something new every day.
Also apparently voiced Bebop in the 1987 Turtles cartoon.
Huh.
Akira Yuki from the Virtua Fighter series.
Apologies for my piss-poor performance and possibly dialogue overall, but been kind of emotionally drained the last few days, so my overall grasp on things is kind of rusty for this time of day. Especially because I did not actually know I was going to be recording today at all. Like, at all.
Man,
Oh, this is certainly interesting. Shinichiro Miki voices all 3 of Charmander's evolutions. And all of Zubats. And all of Poliwags, with, I guess, the exception of Poliwrath. And Staryu. And Geodude. And Hawlucha. And Why Not? And Marshtomp. And the Turtwig line. And Crustle. He voiced Sephiroth once?
What?
He apparently voiced Sephiroth in something called Ergi's God Bless the Ring.
We're talking about Final Fantasy Sephiroth, right?
Yes. That's the
no,
only thing he voiced Sephiroth
we're talking
in.
about the Teletubby Sephiroth.
Oh dear God. Oh dear God.
Wait,
You
what?
just gave me a mental image. Teletubby Sephiroth. Now I'm thinking of Tinky Winky with Sephiroth's hair and Masamune. Thanks for that.
I don't even...
You are absolutely welcome.
I can hardly remember jack shit of that overall.
What, Teletubbies?
Yeah, and...
You don't remember the Nightmare Baby Son?
Okay,
remember
that I
that.
remember, merely because of the memes regarding it.
That son is a living meme.
Also, I won because of a crit, and for some reason, it defaulted your Pokemon to Bulbasaur for the tutorial.
What?
Got some shenanigans going on in Power Play.
Wait, don't I have Inner Focus? Or was that another Pokemon I was going to decide screen for that had it?
I'm gonna post something.
No, wait, that
to
prevents flinching,
gonna-
right.
I'm gonna post something to podcast chat.
Oh dear lord, I don't know.
Baby son is now Keanu Reeves.
This is him now.
And unfortunately, Keanu Reeves cannot improve the SpongeBob movie.
I think I'm the oldest person in this chat right now.
Are you sure about that? How old are you?
27, about to be 28 in 18 days?
I'm 26, and I'm gonna be 27 this coming month. Next month. Like, the 2nd of next month.
Power.
He was
Holding.
born on Groundhog Day. Also, I'm 25.
26, turning 27 in May 9th of this year. Which is coincidentally Piccolo Day, according to the internet at least.
Any day
Apparently the
is something.
Teletubby's son had a baby.
What?
Is it the new Teletubby son?
The baby son baby had a baby.
Wait, did
He
I
must
pick up?
carry out the family legacy.
Okay, so this scientist is actually one of Silphco's, so he didn't challenge me to a battle like...
God, that feels so surreal.
What?
Knowing that someone who was literally a baby at the time a show was shown
Okay, I
We're
didn't
not having
randomize really anything. I gotta do this over.
Bruh.
So wait, you somehow got the Cackney and yet nothing else was randomized?
Apparently, I only did the starters.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Can we just focus on the subject at hand, that is this?
Well, I mean, it's the same game. I was just doing it differently.
I thought you said you weren't gonna try and steal my thunder, though.
Power is not stealing your thunder.
Yeah, you tend to accuse everyone of stealing your thunder even when they don't really mean to.
Well, I mean, considering the timing of what's going on in battle, it was just kind of to see if you guys are paying attention.
I
I'm
couldn't
paying
think of-
I mean,
I
you're just wrecking some poison types. And I do mean wrecking with the power advantage you have.
I mean, this is quite shocking.
Boo.
I'm surprised you guys didn't even notice the first bit regarding the whole stealing my thunder bit, but never mind.
I saw. I
I
couldn't make
just realized. I literally just realized.
Ah.
I didn't know you were making a pun.
Oh. What? Where?
I mean, I didn't realize Marty was making a pun.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Grimer will get the point.
Oh. Okay,
Tempting!
so on the subject of Shinichiro Miki, apparently he voiced a Maverick in Mega Man X6, Blaze Heatnix specifically, who's literally just fucking Charizard.
Is that literally the thing that goes burn it down, burn it to the ground, or whatever?
No, that's Flame Hyenard. X7.
Oh.
I said X6.
Well,
Looks like things are shaking up in here.
Wait, he voiced Spider-Man a few times?
Dr. Connor's class. I zoned out trying to remember what the full line of that was, so forgive me for that.
Dude, hiding behind a plant.
What floor am I even on? Is there a way to check without having to immediately go into the elevator?
I don't know. Leave me alone.
Okay, enough.
No, I'll just be the fun person.
No, seriously, just stop.
Hey, just puns.
He wants you to stop, so stop.
I can't take any more punishment.
Yeah, you did that one.
Oh, also he voices Garchomp. Or Gabunoji. His Japanese name is Gabunoji?
Could have sworn it was something else entirely, but,
I'm talking about Garchomp here.
No, I mean, I could have sworn I remember having looked up the Japanese name for that frickin' thing at one point, and...
Gaborias. Behind the voice actors must be fucking up the Japanese name.
Gabarius?
Gaborias. Gabu as in Gabumon.
So, unfortunately, got nothing to really respond to that with, unfortunately. So, Cubone was sent out.
Oh, I'm a bird.
Do I even have the temporarily yet, or is that not until later in the game? I actually can't even legit remember that one, so...
did that grunt literally have 2 Cubones?
Well, considering they had raided the Pokemon Tower, like, not even all that long ago, like...
I'm surprised that you're surprised about that.
And, admittedly, I can't remember if Cubone is actually found anywhere else, at least in the original Gen 1 or Gen 3 games. Like, I know they're definitely found elsewhere in other generations and other games and all that, so, but I can't remember if they're found anywhere else at all. Like, I think they may be available earlier in Let's Go, but, as far as I recall, Cubone is, like, only in Pokemon Tower, at least in Gen 1 and maybe Gen 3. I don't know about that, so don't quote me on it, just... Again, I'm not really thinking entirely too straight here, so...
Oh yeah, also, the same guy I've been talking about apparently also voices Zamasu from Dragon Ball.
Oh.
That guy I know because I play games that he's in.
So is it true that dub-wise for the same guy that it was apparently the guy who did Piccolo in Dragon Ball Evolution that does him in the dub?
Yes. James Marsters.
So that is indeed true.
Yes.
They must have had a field day with that casting decision, if anything. Just the sheer irony of it all, you know?
Indeed.
There's probably a few bloopers.
No, it's not like the guy couldn't act. Like, he was the only redeeming part about Dragon Ball Evolution. Because he actually did the research on the original anime or manga and source material overall, and yet the guys doing all the film with him were, like, apparently trying to make Piccolo handsome, and he was, like, arguing, no, like, that defies what he was in the original anime or manga or whatever. Like, make him look green and actually look like Piccolo, like I don't know.
Are you saying they were trying to make him look like handsome Squidward?
Oh god, no. I can't now I can't unsee.
Thankfully, I can't even see that, because apparently they're implying they're going to make him human.
Human! Human! Hands! What are hands?
I'm
damn it,
afraid
Corey.
I don't get that reference.
Damn it, Corey. You made me think of this.
Floor.
And someone did it.
4-6.
So I did go up quite a several amount of floors of that one, without really intending to. I was supposed to go back on the teleport the moment I stepped on it, so I could get the key and all that, but... Oh well. I'll deal with that when it comes.
Thank Power for making me think of that.
Why do you have it? Why do you have access to it?
I just Google these things and then post them.
Why did you Google it?
Because I wanted to see if it existed.
Rule 1! Don't Google!
You dare betray Team Rocket. I was never on your side, bitch.
How can I betray you when I was never on your side to begin with?
Thank you! Thank you! I'm not sure if that was a thing in the Japanese version of the original adventure or if it was a dub that did it, but thank you for that reference.
I mean, the context behind the lines are pretty much the same. I think in the Japanese version, Wizardmon's all like, I never betrayed you. I'm loyal only to Tailmon.
Well, the context is at least a bit more... I don't know, it's similar, but I wouldn't exactly say the same in that regard, but, considering if that was the whole arrangement, then him even pretending to serve Myotismon in the first place was kind of out there, if anything. But then again, considering he was only a champion level, could you really blame him?
Fair enough.
I mean, apparently it was actually by complete accident that Devimon was even able to get control of 2 ultimates, in Fire Island in particular, because Devimon was actually apparently aware he was a small fish in a large pond. Like, Devimon was apparently vastly aware that there was no stronger out there for him to be vastly outclassed by, so he just stuck to Fire Island because he knew it was too small to hold anything else. At least until Analog Man decided to make that little thing into his own base of operations for Machine Dramon, but I digress.
I mean, isn't Digimon World a separate continuity from Digimon Adventure canonically?
Complicated. There's a whole iceberg thing you could really go into with that sort of thing.
Iceberg.
And I know your guys' obsession of icebergs as of late, considering everyone on the internet I go to on YouTube seems to have an obsession of one nowadays.
Actually, Digimon's so complex, it probably needs, like, the biggest iceberg.
You know, I don't even think we have an image for that, unfortunately, just...
I am completely missing the concept.
Give Link time, he'll find one. Like he found the handsome Squidward Piccolo.
Oh my god.
Okay, this is not exactly...
I know of one iceberg. It's the one that sunk the ship that I spent like all of middle school researching. The whole iceberg joke is over my head.
Joy, just,
There is no Digimon iceberg yet.
God dang it.
Give them time, they will make it.
Only real
thought you
reason
were
I'm
the
not
chosen
even...
one.
Only real reason I'm not really switching is because, aside from Sonic Boom, Magneton can't even hurt me, and, my defense is a little too high for Sandslash to be able to hurt itself with confusion too much.
Hey, you know something?
What?
The closest I am seeing to a Digimon iceberg, like a traditional iceberg, is this screenshot from Try.
You could probably
Literally-
dig deeper than that, you know?
Who knows?
Oh, just okay. I get.
Is there really anything too deep for Digimon?
I lost track of where this conversation was going, so... Maybe just shift gears a little bit? I mean, people must have saw my preview for what I will be doing in the future on my channel already. I believe I posted it to you guys, did I not?
I forgot if you did or not.
It was basically me digivolving on Digimon World 4 with Dorumon to Wergarumon X. I posted the cutscene for that in particular as meant sort of a teaser for what I'd be doing overall of the new year for 2021. Like,
I didn't see that then.
You're evolving yourself?
no. I meant that as a preview of me doing Digimon World 4 for the channel at one point. Again, the conversation made me lose focus here. Like, I didn't mean to do that. That's... Miss
One
Click.
HP.
What?
Quick, I
One
was
HP
too
damage.
rapid mashing the A button for that one. Like,
It's okay.
Careful. Good. Rock slide.
People do that. People button mash.
At least I'm not incompetent overall. At least I know what I'm freaking doing when I'm not just making errors of judgment just by my grogginess or whatever it is right now. Like, what was sent out?
Ding.
Coffee.
A coffee. Coffee.
And it's gone.
So remind me again, what were the Game Grumps' track record of Fire Red when they were still doing that?
No idea.
I honestly don't remember.
Because apparently part of the reason they only continued the Let's Play was because they got a sponsorship from Wendy's to do it.
Getting paid to do this, but every YouTuber ever.
Wait,
We got
what?
sponsored. We got sponsored to do this.
Russia's canon in Pokemon confirmed. Like, I distinctly remember that guy.
In Soviet Russia, Pokemon play you.
Wait. Which reminds me, coughing evolves in... No shit, Sherlock.
I think
Today it
that
doesn't
only
do
worked
that.
in,
It's the
like-
day everything's screwed up.
I think that only worked in, like, conjunction with what he said prior.
Now I'm back on track with what I was trying to do overall.
Honestly, I feel like picking a fight with Pokemon is just... At this point, I feel if Team Rocket weren't a criminal organization already, I'd feel like we're just picking on the little guys. Like, with the exception
Fine.
of Giovanni, Team Rocket's grunts.
Well, honestly, if my 2 cents on that are to go by, the grunts were actually competent when they had their hive master still with them. That hive master being naturally Giovanni. The moment the Dawn disappeared, that's when their hive mentality broke apart. Because without the Dawn there to keep them in check, the Mafia was under no control because they were now without their head.
I'm just saying, intact or not intact, they still got their butts handed to them by a child.
True, just... I mean, at least not 10-year-old like everyone claims it is, considering the original manual, I believe, listed red at the very least and green by direct association proxy as being 11, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 12 at latest.
You mean they're older than that?
Honestly, the 10-year-old thing was exclusive to the anime.
The youngest I know any of the player characters to be, at the very least, are 11. And mostly, I recall that vividly from Sun and Moon, if anything else. Because they flat out state at least once in the goddamn game, that to be eligible for the Island Challenge, you must be at least 11 years or older.
Pretty much.
And apparently
Yeah.
someone asks how old the player character is, and one of the options is like 11, maybe, I think. I can't remember if there are any other options that implied any differently, but...
What I was getting at was that the 10 years old thing was an anime exclusive thing. In the games, it's 11.
Although some of the protagonists have differed in ages, as we most infamously know of Wes.
I honestly do not, honestly. Oh, you
You
mean
you
exception?
didn't know about the fact Wes is canonically no less than 17?
I honestly kind of figured he was a bit older.
Personally, I only imagine him at least 18 or older, just because of how I tend to interpret Coliseum overall, but if anything, I'd probably have to beef it up to like 21, realistically speaking, in order for the whole casino gambling thing I have in mind for him to work with actual real world Vegas. Like, I know it's in Phoenix, Arizona, don't get me wrong, but how far away is that from Las Vegas, if I'm not mistaken?
I think it's...
Like, no, really, how far is that from the actual legit Las Vegas? Like, or
There is
really
Nevada
just about
are
any...
actually connecting states, so it's not really that far.
So,
One state over.
Also, I am zoning out here. I'm gonna possibly need you guys to steer me, like, steer me in the right direction here if I get too lost here, because I feel like I'm retracing my steps a little too much. Like,
I don't think it should be that... I don't think getting lost is that easy to do, considering you have the door key.
well, I have the door key now, but remember I was almost on my way to get it. I used the teleporter at the begin to get to that spot, only to then continue on from where I ended up going to, and then got the key only after I went back to get it after going down a few flights of stairs. So most of the lower floors, between wherever the frick I was warped to, and ultimately when we got close to where we were leaving off, it was like floor 6 or 7 I checked the signs at. But after that, I'd already been down at least a few other floors prior to that, so I might have lost track how many floors it must have sent me up. And even then, only real reason I'm going down to begin with is just so I can make sure I got all the unlockable rooms. Because if I take on Giovanni, or... well, Giovanni, yes. If I take on Giovanni without taking on the other grunts first, I'll miss my chance, the opportunity to face them, and thus lose out on the prize money potential of that.
Indeed.
I believe you can at the very least face Blue. Wait. So, I'll need to remember her for later, because she's the move tutor for Thunderwave.
It's kind of weird that Thunderwave actually needs a move tutor.
Well, considering it wasn't until, like, Gen 4 in which TMs were more than 50 per game, and... well... oh yeah, like...
For some reason, I thought Thunderwave was a TM before Gen 4.
If it was, I cannot remember that. Like, I mean, it might have in Gen 1, but I don't recall it at least in Gen 2 at the very least.
Let me check.
The one thing I do know is that a crap ton of the move tutors in Fire and Leaf Green are for TMs that were in Gen 1 overall. Although there are some obvious exceptions if you know what to look for.
Here it is. It was TM45 in Gen 1 before losing its status in Gen 2, then regained its status in Gen 4 as TM73, and kept that status until Generation 7. In Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, it's TM16, and in Gen 8, it's TM14.
Meanwhile, speaking of moves, apparently this exists.
Over 350 Pokemon techniques have been confirmed, apparently.
That's probably adjusted for Gen 3, because I'm assuming the number was entirely different for, like, Gen 1 when this game was originally released. Like, only logical to make that assumption, so... like, I know one thing, Gen 1 had an awfully large amount of moves compared to later gens in terms of what were introduced all at once. Being the first games would be one thing, but... the fact the majority of those moves were not really all that functional, like... didn't really leave a good taste in my mouth, to say the least.
Nom, 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 nom.
So many moves, yet a lot of them
Razor Wind got rightfully Thanos a lot with a lot of the other moves in the transition from Gen 7 to Sword and Shield, and I'm like, That's one move I'm actually glad is gone, and actually even gladder for me is Hidden Power, being Thanos, even though, honestly, if anything, I kind of wonder what that's going to do in regards to Unknown, if anything, because if the whole rumors
of Pokemon in Gen 8.
Here's the thing, though. Remember how everyone is, like, constantly yammering for Diamond and Pearl remakes?
Yeah.
Remember which other decks, aside from Johto, Unknown was actually legit in?
And Pearl Plat.
It was in the Sinnoh decks. You know exactly where I'm going with this.
I forget where that particular.
I can't remember I think it was Salacion Town, the one with the daycare. It was, like, east of there, like, in a side section of the town which only had no grass and only the entrances to the actual cave proper.
I remember that. I just didn't remember the name of the cave itself.
Like, I can't. Salacion Ruins, I think it might have just been as simple as that, so. I think.
Where you going?
I thought that was a bed over there, but no, that's a desk with fucking blue over there, just.
Yeah, you're right. It's Salacion Ruins. There's Unknown everywhere.
So no, that's not what allows me to heal up, but apparently it's elsewhere in this building, like. Because I know there is a healing NPC that allows you to heal in this particular building. I just can't remember what floor they were on. Like, I think I might have already passed them, but even if that's the case, I can always just backtrack and get out of here and then do that my own way, I guess.
You know the stupid thing about me? I'm one of those poor suckers that bought my Pokemon Ranch.
Well, if you're after it for the Mew, I couldn't really blame you.
I didn't really know Mew was that easily obtainable. I just ended up...
Well, I wouldn't exactly say easy, because that was like a good 100 or so mons you had to deposit into that game.
Well, either way, it was...
Floor 9.
I only really got it because I wanted the novelty of putting my Pokemon somewhere that wasn't just a PC box.
Like, I'm just kind of irritated that a lot of the updates for a lot of the earlier Wii games for regards to updating for compatibility with Platinum was Japan only. Like apparently there were actual patches for a lot of Wii games that had compatibility updates for Platinum in particular, but they were Japan only. Even though a good chunk of these actually did see release outside of Japan and all that. Like, although Battle Revolution was not one of them in that regard. It had absolutely no updates aside from maybe fixing some glitches regarding certain moves in Diamond and Pearl alone, I think. Like, I wouldn't be able to recall right off the top of my head.
So, on an unrelated note, long story short, I'm kind of a Sonic guy over here. I've actually been playing the first two Sonic Adventure games a lot lately, and just recently, on New Year's Eve, 100%ed Sonic Adventure 1 with a Dreamcast conversion mod.
Oh, dang it.
So, like, that was the first time I really invested a lot of time into Sonic Adventure 1. Like, beforehand, I just kind of played it, played the DX version by itself, just beat the main story, and called it a day.
Go on.
But this time around, I actually managed to enjoy the game a lot more, appreciate it for what it was, instead of the shoddy port job that later versions had. like, with the Dreamcast conversion mod, it was so much better than what I was playing back in, like, 2016, I want to say. Because
That was such a long time ago.
yeah, but that was during the point in time where the Sonic Adventure games started getting scrutiny just for being Sonic games.
No thanks to Aaron, of all people.
It just suddenly became the new cool thing to do to shit on Sonic.
And at least, whereas I blunder with the whole forgetting levitate or flying is a thing with this, at least I'm like not even fully awake for this. With Aaron, he was deliberately activating glitches in that Sonic Adventure playthrough, so
Oh yeah.
like you hear me, right?
I hear ya.
Yep. Never mind. I can't recall what I was trying to go with that. Just, I'm just trying to focus. Just.
But yeah, the adventure games got negative reviews up the ass, and even the classic games started getting shit on a lot. Like even Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles were starting to become not good games in the eyes of the general public. Sonic CD, I mean, that's a whole can of worms in and of itself. Like, the original version apparently wasn't very good, but the remaster on modern hardware managed to fix a lot of the problems, so that's the version a lot of people are playing now. Like, apparently the spin dash was neutered to hell and back in CD.
I unfortunately wouldn't be able to know that, so.
I've been watching a few videos.
I played, I think, Sonic 2 Adventure Battle, or whatever the hell it's called.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Yeah, that. With all the chow and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, when I get to resuming that particular playthrough on my end, prepare to see a lot of Child Garden related shenanigans, cause, yeah, that's me.
I think the Chow Garden stuff was like the main selling point of the game for me.
And it was the main reason I kept going back to it, if anything.
The Chow Garden was mainly meant to be side content. The main dealio was the story and all that. Story mode. And let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, I was gonna say I have actually 100%ed Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on Steam with a keyboard. Because I didn't know how to calibrate controllers. Because I just wanted to play some Sonic Adventure 2. And let me tell you, playing 3D Sonic with a keyboard is a nightmare. It was never meant to be played with a keyboard.
Funnily enough, that's the game where I first began getting controllers for my PC. Was because I got Sonic Adventure 2 on Steam, and trying to play it with a controller was not really all that good of an idea, and around the same time my brother got Xenoverse 2, the original Xenoverse, for Dragon Ball and all that. My brother got that around the same time I got Sonic Adventure 2 on Steam, and if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember where I was going with that, unfortunately. Like,
you seem to lose your mind a lot, Marty.
And I could have sworn I already fought this guy. I didn't even realize this guy was even here already. Like, could have sworn for some reason, I feel like the further this goes along, the more and more I'm losing it. So, the moment
If you can make it to where you beat Giovanni in this building, you can call it quits for the episode.
Well, considering the mind screw that'll be Sabrina's gym, good figure of that.
So yeah, it'd be a good spot to cut it off so you can get some rest for the next one.
Yeah, because again, I did not prepare in advance for this recording. Like,
For shame. No, it's fine.
Like, I don't even know if after the hour it's been going on already, if it's the audio and all is gonna turn out just fine or not. Like, I have full confidence it will hopefully do so, but I'm not one to raise my hopes up just yet. So...
You probably just
Okay,
had
I
a
am
problem.
going the right way. Oh, you bet I got better, Blue. You bet your fucking ass I got better.
It's super effective.
Does only like maybe 10% of my HP, maybe, I think.
Execute.
It's super effective, but it did jack shit.
Okay, I was actually kind of surprised that one actually survived that.
I mean, Venusaur's not that great physically.
Well, true, but eh.
Yeah, you might want to bring in another Pokemon.
Might want to bring in something that can handle this particular one here. Because if I
love
keep
how the
Venusaur in on this guy, it's not going to end all that well. Or
I love how
not.
I love how the rivals are like, oh yeah, you're in the middle of battling people? Let's battle.
Yeah, you're trying to save Silph from a terrorist attack.
From the Mafia trying to take over the whole damn city.
Blue's like, I'm gonna get in the way of that. Let's battle.
It's like every
Like,
rival you
Blue's
have
definitely one of
does
those.
that.
Blue's definitely one of those classic little shits.
Even though at this point in the game, his team is disgustingly under-leveled, if anything.
Well, you are also
Well, for your file.
Well, keep in mind, this is 5 badges in. Normally, they're typically presenting better challenges than this any day of the week.
Well, I mean, you're not normally supposed to be level 63 on your entire fucking team.
kill my Pokemon, damn it. Smell you later.
That could be interpreted a lot weirdly considering which player character I'm using here.
But yeah, that guy giving you Lapras, I think everybody loves them a Lapras.
I believe that was the only spot to get Lapras in Gen 1, if I'm not mistaken, was it not?
That is correct. Like, the story for that is that it's an endangered Pokemon, and that's one of the last of its kind, apparently.
Or at least until the days of Gen 2 and onward came along, in which finding it was almost no problem at that point.
This is the last of its kind. I'm gonna give it to a kid.
Which reminds me, my only real beef with Lapras, at least early on in regards to it being a typical go-to HM slave, it couldn't learn Waterfall in Gen 2.
Why couldn't it?
It just couldn't.
What about later generations?
Oh yeah, later generations it can learn all of the water-based HMs, but for some reason in Gen 2, Waterfall was the exception that one time.
Maybe they forgot to program it in?
No, the move was fully functional and fully HM in that game, but
No, I meant they forgot to program Lapras to learn it.
I don't know at this case, considering Lapras is the one they modeled the Surf Sprite after in that game, and yet the only one who can actually learn all of the water-based HMs at once was Gyarados, so at least as far as I was aware of it, that would also function as a potential overworld model you could use for that. So, like, Sure, you probably could have used a bunch of other Pokemon for water mounts for the sprite reference in that game, but Lapras being used for that was not so ideal considering you couldn't even learn Waterfall, so... Wait, was it Waterfall or Whirlpool I couldn't learn? I think it was Waterfall. I vaguely remember it could at least learn Whirlpool, I think.
Which one, Lapras or Gyarados?
Lapras. Gyarados learned all 3 Water HMs in Gen 2 already, so...
I'll look for you.
Because I vividly remember having used the red Gyarados as a temporary HM slave until I got hold of another Gyarados.
You know what I find kind of funny?
What?
That Goldine's signature move ended up being an HM.
And then subsequently wound up being better used by a lot of other Pokemon as opposed to itself.
Ironic. Absolutely.
Like, literally, the moment the Gen 4 physical special split happened, Gyarados got a lot more... Gyarados was basically more powerful as it was supposed to be again, as of Gen 4.
Yeah, Gen 2 onward just kind of made Gyarados a joke.
Gen 2 and Gen 3 were...
Yeah, that's what I meant. Gen 2 and Gen 3.
Were the dork years for Gyarados because of the whole fact of the matter. It technically had 100 special attack in Gen 1, but with
couldn't use any of it properly.
No, it couldn't in Gen 1, but it became its special defense in Gen 2 onward, and it had like no special attack.
Also, I have Bulbapedia up. Lapras can learn Surf and Whirlpool.
So it is Whirlpool, I was correct, it could learn in Gen 2. But,
yeah, Waterfall's the one that got left out on.
And Giovanni got his butt whooped.
Got the Master Ball, and... Is that PC functional?
Apparently.
God, it is. Holy shit, it is. Why do they have a PC that an 11-year-old can access? We're like right fucking next to the chairman.
Why did they give an endangered Pokemon species to a kid?
Protagonist power.
Oh, you're the protagonist. They don't have a shield.
The protagonist gets everything.
Could have sworn there was someone else I had deposited into the PC by the time I began this particular recording, but...
I don't remember one.
But either way, I think we're just about wrapped up here. Like, there's only one other thing I did want to kind of check on, if anything. Like, now that Team Rocket's no longer in control of Celadon, there was one house I wanted to get to for quite a bit of time here. Wait, was it this one? No, I don't think it was this one.
I think I have a feeling I know what you're trying to do.
Because I never did this particular side quest in Gen 1 or Gen 1 at least, but...
Quest?
Because, yeah, until you clear Team Rocket out of... it's not Celadon, it's Saffron, right. Like, I am zoning out like no end, like...
I didn't count it as a side quest.
Huh.
So, wait. I could have sworn there was a side quest that activated here at some point, like...
Let's see,
Because isn't there a Pokédoll you give her or something that...
Let me check. Let's see. Yes, you do have to give You do have to give Copycat a Pokédoll.
Like, the Gen 1 and Gen 3 version of the side quest, not the Gen 2 or Gen 4 one. Like,
Yeah, and since Mimic is not a TM in this generation, she is now a move tutor.
Interesting.
Also, the side quest is actually canon in Gen 2.
oh, I'm aware of that. That's why I was wanting to give it a check out to see what was the big deal about it. Like,
Actually, I actually didn't know it was canon.
Well, I believe that's enough for now. We've got like an hour and 10 minutes of footage here. Like, anything else we should say before we sign off?
Next time on Dragon Ball Wait. Wrong series.
Yeah,
never mind.
Yeah, wrong franchise.
Before we head off, I'm just gonna say she is also in Pokemon Let's Go, but since Pokédolls are not a thing due to how the battles work in that, due to how wild Pokemon work, you instead have to show Copycat a real Clefairy.
Can't remember if I did that actually.
Sounds like fun.
So, anyway, now that we have all properly introduced ourselves and how we function, with all of that said, this has been the Hero of Time.
World's sturpiest unicorn.
And I have no official name yet, and this has been Balance Keeper.
And this is MF217, and we'll see you next time.